Hello, welcome to Market Farms. It's a good day. The sun is out. Christmas vibes are everywhere. Let's learn about organic farming. We as farmers. What's organic farming? Should we consider doing organic farming? Or should we as farmers go for intensive farming? Basically, as a backyard farm, you have a limited space and therefore it's not commercially viable for you to do intensive farming because intensive farming requires a lot of space and also the cost that you'll use on your feeds, the cost on drugs are just exorbitant. You will not basically recover those costs with a small flock. So in order for you to bring down your costs, you as a very small bucket farming that you are doing your farm, your your farming maybe just as a hobby, or maybe just so that you can have your own source of foods, your source of eggs, your source of meat, wherever you like to have. So basically, that's what you're talking about. Basically, organic farming is allowing your chicken to access pasture and to be able to interact with the environment as naturally as possible. Basically, allowing them to feed on vegetables, allowing them to feed freely on pasture, on fodder freely, on chicken scraps. It can be additional feeds. So that's basically what organic farming will be. And what do you need as a farmer in order to achieve this, in order to have an organic farm? First of all, your farm should have a proper fence in that it's fenced so that your bird will not be interacting with wild animals or with wild birds or with other birds and therefore limiting the spread of diseases. Two, you need a conducive space where your birds will be interacting, whether your birds will be moving freely. If you have a fairly big compound, that will be beneficial to your birds. Some of the feeds that you can be feeding your birds include things like pasture, things like fodder can also be used, chicken scraps can be used, and for proteins, you can have a larvae for houseflies. They can also be used. You can have termite traps. You can set up termite traps that can be used. You can have fish meal that can be used as a substitute for protein for your birds. So, as a farmer, you may be asking yourself, what are the benefits of I doing organic farming? Why should I not do extensive farming? First of all, the space constraint. That's the first issue. You do not have the space to do intensive farming. If you have the space, maybe you'll consider that doing intensive farming. But I, as a farmer, even with space, I'll go for organic farming because you are allowing your birds to freely interact with nature. You are allowing your birds to grow at their natural uh, growth rate rather than having birds that are maybe taking 6 weeks to be mature. Those are those birds are not they do not enjoy their life. That's just my opinion. So as a farmer, what are the benefits? First of all, you have access to eggs and meat. Those are poultry products that are free from chemicals, free from drugs, because you know that we can carry these drugs can be carried from meats of poultry or from eggs to humans. You have products that are free from that. You have a cheap source of protein, you as a farmer. You also, as a farmer, have the best quality of meat, which is of a higher value For example, here in Kenya, a full grown cock goes for like $20. That's 2,000 Kenya shillings, compared to a broiler, which will go for 400, or maybe a X layer, which will go for like 450. So basically, you see the difference. So basically, it's a higher, it will be available at a higher rate. But the disadvantage is that the growth rate is a bit longer, because you'll have like 5 months, or at most 6 months, for you to have mature birds that are starting laying, or if you want meat, for you that you can have meat. But basically, that's the price that we as backyard farms or small scale farmers have to pay in order to enjoy this organic product. So, as a farmer, you can choose whether to do organic farming or to do intensive farming, depending on the size of your land. So, thank you. Have a blessed